we popped the show off with this, and it was such a hot topic on our socials. I want you to now give your top 5 AFC quarterbacks. You gave us the top 5. You gave us top 5 last week. You got to give us your AFC top 5 quarterbacks.
Is Shador in there? Is the quarterback the most important position on the field?
No. I don't think so.
What is? Hey, Rob, who's your top 5 quarterbacks right now in the league?
In the NFL?
Yes.
Top 5 in the NFL right now. I would have to go with
right here. It's a foot race. Robinson and Brown. And it's Robinson who wins it. Oh, it is picked off Amukamara. Can he get past it? Picked off Amukamara. Can he get
The press release.
Yo, what's good? This is the Press Release Podcast. I'm your host, Allen Robinson, Pro Bowl wide receiver Allen Robinson, here with my co-host, Super Bowl champion Prince Amukamara. What's good, man?
What is good? What is good? What is good?
Coming off of All-Star Weekend. Did you watch All-Star Weekend at all?
I caught a little bit. I just saw Kawhi going off. I saw Wemby playing pretty hard. Dunk contest was not up to par.
Yeah, it was mid. I mean, but it's so many. It's hard to do. It will all be pretty much recycled dunks. You know, so that's tough. That's a tough competition.
But what's crazy is you have Mac McClurg and
McClung.
Matt who?
McClung.
Yeah. McClung.
You said McCurr.
I said McClurg, but my bad, Matt. You have Mac McClung. You also, and there was another guy, but it was like dunks we would have done. And I was like,
oh, I did see that. I did see that. I'm just kind of over it. I think they should add the one-on-one competition for the younger guys. You know, put a nice person there for the winner. And I think you take some of the younger guys and put them 1v1 against each other, because you got a lot of younger guys who are toward the end of the bench, not playing as much, and they can really use this to be able to not get some film, but more so show the world that they're skilled. People think people on the end of the bench in the NBA is trash. And these are actually good players. So if you were able to put some young guys like a Bones Hollins, he plays in I think that's his name. I might be butchering that, but he plays in Denver, and he has a very good his name is Bones Highland. He has a really good one-on-one game, and I think guys like that would be phenomenal to see in the NBA that you don't get to see every night. But seeing them in a real authentic one-on-one situation, I think that would be very exciting for people to watch.
I agree with that. I think because I'm a guy who hoops, whether you believe it or not, and sometimes I used to think like, man, like I could take this dude, but yeah, the dudes on the end of the bench can go for 20, 25, 30 any game, and we've seen it. I mean, when I was playing in New York, we had Lynn Sanity, and not saying that he was on the bench, but Lynn Sanity was a guy who earned his way into the starting spot and went crazy.
For sure, and I want to get right into it because we were having a conversation off camera, and I don't want to wait too long to get back into it. So this may be off script just a little bit, but you had me butchering the intro and everything. I want to talk about this Sam Darnold conversation, top 5, top 10. I'm seeing a lot of reactions when it comes to that, when people are speaking in terms of who they have in those groups and who don't they have in those groups. And right now, Sam Darnold seems as if he's put himself in the top 5, like cemented himself in that category. And I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
I think people think that argument doesn't have a lot of weight because people think that we're just, when I say we, I'm talking as a Sam Darnold disciple. We just think we're basing it off of him winning the Super Bowl.
He didn't win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
The Seattle Seahawks won the Super Bowl.
He was the quarterback who of the Super Bowl winning team. But because the argument you could bring is, well, how come they're not bringing in Kenneth Walker as the top 5 running back because he got Super Bowl MVP, and it's because Sam Darnold did what he did with 2 different teams. He was at Minnesota
He didn't do
14
anything
win
in
teams.
Minnesota.
I know, but your argument is he had a great defense. Did Minnesota have a great defense last year?
He didn't do anything in Minnesota.
What do you mean? He won
He
14
didn't win the
games.
division. First
We
of all,
talked. Hold on.
he did not. He did not. Did he win the division?
I'm just talking about wins.
Just please answer these 3 questions for me. Did he win the division?
No.
Did he win a playoff game?
No.
Did he win the Super Bowl?
No.
Did he win any postseason offensive accolade?
No. But
what did he do?
He won 14 games, and we've talked about that.
The Minnesota Vikings won 14
yes,
games.
He did, and we've talked about that. The wins and loss stats follow 2 people. That's the head coach and that's the quarterback. And Sam, so you're saying that if you put whoever you put them on a different team, are they going to win? If Sam Darnold's on Minnesota this year, they win 14 games. They're contenders.
Hypotheticals.
Come on, man.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Oh,
we don't know that. We don't know that.
All right. So if
I don't get into
hypotheticals. Next year,
I think he's done a really good job. But to just say that he wins
again next year, then what?
He'll be working himself into that. My thing is this. Sam Darnold in the past year went from 35th quarterback to top 32. Okay? Over the past 3 years, he went from, bruh, listen, just hear me out.
Crazy, man.
I'm saying, though, when people have careers, people work themselves up, people work themselves down as far as when you're comparing them to their peers. 3 years ago, Sam Darnold wasn't a top 64 quarterback in the league. He wasn't at that time.
No, people get better.
So then he worked himself into the top 64, worked himself into the top 32, and now he's trying to work himself into the top 10 or top 5. But
Gino was there last year. Gino was there last year. Was Gino not?
He was.
Okay, then.
What does that mean, though? What does that have to do with Sam Darnold?
Come on, man. Let me ask this: if Sam Darnold wins, if the Seattle Seahawks win the Super Bowl next year, and Sam Darnold's the quarterback of the team, is he Hall of Famer? This is wild, man. They go back to back, and he's a quarterback. Man, I'm done with this, man. All right, man. Let's go.
Can we have some respect for guys like Eli Manning who started their entire career and they've won? That's all.
We're talking about back to back.
Come on, man.
So look at Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly was on the Bills. Look what he did. He never won a Super Bowl, but he took him there 4 times.
Fam.
Come on.
He had a whole career, though. My thing is, when we're breaking down the totality of the career, the same way, if Sam Darnold doesn't win another Super Bowl or doesn't kill, the story of football can be told without Sam Darnold.
Hey, Rob, you're talking about quantity. It's about quality, what you do within those years. Like, go look at Terrell Davis. I think he probably only played maybe 4 or 5 years. He is a Hall of Famer. What I'm saying is this.
You just reach back to a 20-year time span with a totally different position. With a totally different position. I'm talking about when he would have been voted in to a totally different position.
I'm saying, you're saying that Sam Darnold needs more tape. But what I'm saying is, you're saying if he's a back-to-back Super Bowl champion, he's a quarterback. He's not a Hall of Famer.
How many quarterbacks will go down in his era is the first point that we would have to look at.
How many quarterbacks will be back-to-back Super Bowl champions as a quarterback?
Now we're getting into a super hypothetical. See, listen, once he's hoisting another Lombardi trophy, then we can have that conversation. But to sit here and say, what if, based on a situation like Eli Manning, who hasn't even gotten to the Hall of Fame yet and started day one, and what he did with the New York Giants organization, and for him to not be voted in, for us to just sit here and say a person who's started for 2 years.
We're not comparing apples to apples. I'm saying that this guy goes back-to-back Super Bowl champion. That's what I'm talking about. Eli didn't do that. Eli should be Hall of Fame.
First and foremost, Eli's going to be Hall of Fame. Put some respect on Eli's name, bro.
What do you mean? Eli should be a Hall of Famer.
Eli may not have went back-to-back, but Eli beat the man.
You're trying to pin Eli up to Sam. That's
not at all.
What I'm doing.
Not at all, bro.
That's not what I'm doing. I would even say if Jalen Hurts wins another one, Come on, man. That's a quarterback with 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
Again, that's not how Hall of Fame goes.
Oh, you
Hall
got to
of
vote.
Fame
Hold on, you
is
got to
an
vote.
individual
Do you have a
award.
vote? Do you have
I
a Hall of
should.
Fame
I
vote?
should. I should. Listen, I will be the most non-biased person because now we're in the there is a such thing called being a prisoner of the moment, which we have a lot of going on right now in all of sports and a lot of other stuff. It's like Hall of Fame is when you look at some of the guys, the Fred Taylors of the world, the guys who haven't been in that have been multi-year all pro, multi-year Hall of Famers. I mean, excuse me, pro bowlers, multi-year. When you go look at some of their resumes and how long they dominated, for us to even fathom the thought of somebody having a resurgence of their career, bringing brought back to life, now a top 64, top 32, top 15 quarterback in the league, and we're just going to sit here and say Hall of Fame? To me, that's jumping the gun a little bit. And I'm not sitting here saying Sam Darnold's not good. I'm not saying that. I'm not. I think he's continuously
You
getting
just
better.
said
I
he's
think
top
he's finding his
32.
prime. No, I
You,
did not. No. You
you
didn't let
said
me
he went
finish
from
that
35
statement.
to 32.
And I was gonna continue just how I just said a minute, just 5 seconds ago. He's now top 15. So he's worked himself up from a few years ago, top 64, now top 32, and working himself into the top 15. Because when you look at some of the guys that are ahead of him in the top 5 and top 10, they've been held accountable and to the standard in a lot of those cases and situation where of the fluctuation of who's in, who's out, they've held their own for several years.
Hey, Rob, who's your top 5 quarterbacks right now in the league?
In the NFL?
Yes.
Top 5 in the NFL right now, I would have to go with Patrick Mahomes. I would have to go with Josh Allen. I would have to go with Matthew Stafford. I would have to go with Joe Burrow. And then I would have to go, even there he struggled in the postseason some, I have to go with Lamar Jackson.
Oh, that's a solid.
And again, and that's such an easy answer because even though some different than a Sam Darnold, they didn't win Super Bowls for some of those guys, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, but what they've been asked to do from day one of their career and being able to hold that standard of being that guy, winning, being all pro, being Pro Bowl, being MVPs, being offensive players of the year, those are things that guys do that is just not like it's like, yeah, you can win a Super Bowl. Like a lot of people win Super Bowls or a quarterback. I ain't gonna say a lot, but people win Super Bowls, people win and that happens, but that doesn't make you dominant of a player to be in the unique category of a Hall of Famer. Those are dominant, elite, generational like talent and players who played that way. So to give a guy who has a 2-year run and be like, I mean, he went back to back, he Hall of Fame. And it's like, man, we gotta put respect on guys who haven't even still gotten in that are multi-year
We can't control that. Hey,
all pros.
We can't control that.
Can't control what?
We can't control who gets in and who doesn't. It's a guy with a good resume, a guy with a great resume. If you give me a quarterback who's won back-to-back Super Bowls, which
It's not gonna be that many.
Exactly, which is why that person separates themselves.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's not an individual award. I could say if you said somebody who won back-to-back MVPs, back-to-back Offensive Player of the Year, something like that. If you said he won back-to-back, even back-to-back, maybe I may give you a bigger argument if it was back-to-back Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, come on! If that's
you might have a stronger argument.
I would have. That'd be the best argument.
But you don't even have that.
I don't have that.
That's my point.
But we know. Okay, let me ask you this: is a quarterback the most important position on the field?
No, I don't think so.
What is?
Position?
Yes.
Oh, I mean,
if you were to start a team, what position are you surrounding.
Man. That's very. It's
Dude,
tough for me to
come
say
on,
that, man. It's tough for me. And again. Obviously, we have a podcast to shoot. So my thing is this: I have to also play devil's advocate a little bit too. Just that being the easy answer because we saw the likes of
It's
Aaron
the
Rodgers.
only answer. It's the only answer. The quarterback.
Man, I say that. Well,
come on, man. You're gonna get fired if
question
you're
for
GM,
you.
You get fired first year.
Question for you though. Question for you. So why do teams like so what's the rhyme or reason that an Aaron Rodgers wins one Super Bowl? Because wins one Super Bowl. Because Green Bay Packers had that position figured out for a long time. Aaron Rodgers played at the peak. And I'm just saying that obviously that's a very, very, very important position.
It's the most. What do you mean? And look at Aaron Rodgers. How many MVPs? I believe 4 or whatever. Yes, and how many wins has he had? So he is the reason why they are winning games. Yes, but again, so many factors can come in the game. It could come down to a kick. It could come down to a play, a DB letting the receiver get a first down. It can come.
And again, and I say that a little bit because sometimes, man, you see Rex Grossman make it to the Super Bowl. I believe he was a quarterback for Chicago when they went to the Super Bowl. I believe so. You have your Sam Darnold, who was a former journeyman, come in and win a Super Bowl. You have a Jimmy Garoppolo go to the Super Bowl. You have a Brock Purdy go to the Super Bowl. These are guys who haven't really been MVPs or anything like that. And you have the likes of Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning won 2. Cool, give him that. You have Aaron Rodgers. He has 1. Ben Roethlisberger. How many does Big Ben have?
I want to say 2. 1 or 1. 2 or 1.
Drew Brees.
1.
And I ask you these questions because these dudes played for a long time and were the standard of the position. And then you have some guys who come in. And I say that because you have such a contrary to as far as who's getting there, who's winning, how many they have, and just how that's calculated. So yes, it is a very, very important position. I understand that, but I want to know, so why do the teams who have that figured out, why are they only able to win one position? The Cincinnati Bengals, they have the position figured out. They haven't been able to get back to the Super Bowl, even sniff getting close to the Super Bowl again, and they have their position figured out. The Baltimore Ravens
they haven't figured out how many games. Come on, see, look at you.
I said they had the position figured out.
I know, but has he been healthy?
Off and on.
So,
Off and on.
Man. Look at this year and look at last year. Yeah, I don't think he's been healthy the last 2 years. Come on, man. That's why. But
Baltimore Ravens.
Ravens. Was he healthy this year? But he was healthy. He was healthy last year, and look how far he's getting them where they need to go, though. He's getting them in the dance. He's getting them where they need to go. You just said that it doesn't take one person doesn't win it all, which I agree. I agree. But you tell me someone, no, I guess you showed me a quarterback. You showed me 2 quarterbacks, Sam Darnold and Rex Grossman, who were
Jimmy Garoppolo, he went.
Jimmy and Brock. But my thing is that Sam did it with 2 different teams. And then you're gonna say did what? He's won 14 games with 2 teams. I think that's what separates him. He's showing that he can do it. He can do it. It doesn't matter where he's at, he can do it. When doing it is winning 14 games. That's what I'm hanging my hat on.
Got you. Listen, no disrespect to Sam Darnold, and I think he's ascending is what my thing is. I don't think he's there yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's played his best ball yet. So to be able to give such high standards to say somebody's top 5 or top 10, I think that's a large ask in the current situation and current state in which he's playing. Even this year, I don't think he performed like that. I mean, when you look at some of the games they won, like I said before, Los Angeles Rams, he threw 4 interceptions. They still won the game. And not to say that he can't throw interceptions or anything like that, but my whole point is they have a very complete team to whereas he's not putting things on his back as some other quarterbacks are asked to carry the entire team on their shoulders, play in and play out every single decision that they make. They hold the hopes and dreams of their team each and every play.
So you're saying he's a game manager?
I don't get into that. I don't get into. I let other people discuss game managers.
Right.
I think what he's asked to do is he does it very good, and I think that there will be more successful quarterbacks if their defense held teams to 17 points.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
You know,
100%.
they had a good team this year. They all complimented each other. No shade to Sam Darnold. I think he's still ascending. I think he's gonna be better, and I think he's on the outside looking in when it comes to top 10. But again, I don't think he's far off. He was far off a few years ago, and he's worked himself up the ladder by having a consistent couple 2 seasons. And if he has a third consecutive season of performing at that standard, then I think we could say, okay, now he's done this for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why he would be a top 10 when you look at a Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott. They've done those things on a multi-year standpoint, which is how I think you kind of have to evaluate these players when you look at the sample size of what's being asked of them and for how long.
I agree. That's fair.
Now, next up, all the jobs are filled. Kubiak from the Seattle Seahawks, from the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks, departed for the Las Vegas Raiders, and he'll be taking that head coaching job. So all the coaches are filled. It's going to be a very interesting offseason, man, just because we talk all the time. We talk a little bit later in the offseason last year when we first started this thing about what the expectations are when you are a new coach. So I think those will start to take place as we see where salary cap ends up, what salary cap casualties we may have, because we see those across the board. As that starts to take place, I think we'll get a better understanding for who's going to be contending, who's going to be pretending, and also working towards and looking for next year's draft. We called the Las Vegas Raiders early in the year and thought that they would be rebuilding, and sure enough, they were. A couple picks that I had that turned it around relatively quickly that I thought would be building a little bit more is the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New England Patriots.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then, like my boy Rudy, he was with us in Jacksonville.
He was.
He got the DC job at
passing game coordinator.
No, he's the DC at Cleveland.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out to Rudy.
Yeah, he's a DC there. Yeah, and like you said, there's going to be tons of parity. I mean, there's a lot of moves that need to be that need to happen. I don't know if this was on our list, but I mean, like with Tyreek Hill being moved.
We're actually, that's a perfect segue. The next topic was the offseason and veterans we are excited for. You brought up Tyreek Hill. He just was released, but coming off of an injury, and we're also going to talk about that too a little bit later in the show. We have getting released and cap casualties and strategy up. So we'll kind of piggyback on that a little bit more. But for right now, some of the veterans we are excited for. I saw Mike Evans will be returning for another for a 13th season.
Returning to the NFL or returning to the
NFL. Like, he'll be playing another year. Devontae Adams, man, shout out to the 2014 receiver class.
He's gonna play again?
Yeah, of course. For me, I feel like the best receiver class in the history of the draft, knowing that you have two probably Hall of Famers in Mike Evans and Devontae Adams that were in that draft class, man. A lot of us got paid. A lot of us did our thing. Special shout out to those guys to always see them going, man. The B Cooks of the world, Odell, Sammy Watkins, myself. Man, we had a nice little class,
Hall
man.
of Fame. Hold on, Odell, Hall of Fame?
I don't think he is. I mean, I think he had Hall of Fame talent. But again, I mean, every situation when it comes to NFL and the situations people come across is a little bit different, whether that's injury, places where they're playing, and so on and so forth. He then went to LA, won the Super Bowl, was having a great year towards ACL, had to sit out the next year. So, again, I mean, look at a person like Mike Evans. He caught for 11 straight. And that's what I say. See, that's the standard
We get it, man. We're not going
that's
back.
the standard for Hall of Famers. When
it.
I'm looking at guys that are in my class and around my class is Mike
100.
Evans, 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons, Devontae Adams, 100+ receiving touchdowns.
Sheesh.
Those are like standards where it's like now everybody else within that time span has to compete to see if they can make it into the Hall of Fame, but that's the standard.
I get that. I want to rewind back though. Just Tyreek Hill. I always heard that a team can cut you while you're injured. Is that true? Like, what's the?
That's not true. And again, look, we gonna say that Tyreek Hill for later in the show. We're definitely gonna touch on that.
Okay.
But we'll dive into more of how that process kind of goes. But the next up is the butterfly effect. And I said the butterfly effect because I think the off season is the epitome of the butterfly effect. We talked briefly about Tyreek Hill, and we'll talk more to his specific situation and guys getting released. But I bring him up because when you look at, and I say butterfly effect because when you look at the NFL draft, when you look at how teams look to replace veterans, and do they go draft, do they go free agency market, it all kind of starts with the combine. When you see guys and receivers running fast times, what do people start to say, Prince? This is a deep receiver class.
Yeah.
So now people want to spend a little bit less money in free agency because they look like they could, because they look at that they can go shopping in April. Even sometimes you look at if it's a really deep class, even undrafted free agents. You have a guy like Allen Hurns, who's a guy I played with. He caught 4,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns in his second season. So you have some class, and again, we had a very deep receiver class. So in some classes like that, the butterfly effect is how do these rookies and guys coming into the NFL and them testing at the combine, how does that affect the free agency market and some of the veterans who will be either on the cusp of being a cap casualty, or do they want to sign a free agent and pay the money? Now, this was a big topic of discussion also in college football. 6-year player, the Ole Miss quarterback. You know how to pronounce his name?
Chambliss?
Trinidad? Is it Trinidad?
Yeah, Trinidad Chambliss.
Listen, man, I'll be bad with names. I'll be butchering people's names. Probably doing this media thing. I should get a little bit better. But names is something that I have always butchered. But Trinidad, and say his last name one more time, P.
I think it's Chambliss. It's come TC.
So he was granted. Well, it's been back and forth now. He was gonna be given. He went to get a 6-year. They denied it. He appealed it. It got denied again. And then the state of Mississippi, a judge in the state of Mississippi, ruled that he could be eligible for his 6-year. But now the NCAA is appealing that.
Oh.
So it's been up and down, and some people were saying that they feel like man, it's 6 years, like go ahead and but it's a lot of money being made right now in college football,
especially with what he did last year.
It's a lot of money to be made, and it's like, man, you can't fight him because I mean, at the end of the day, who knows where he's going to get drafted at? I saw Todd McShay talk about the quarterback that was at Vanderbilt, who was a Heisman finalist, and he said he didn't have him as a drafted player on his board. And again, we'll dive deeper into this because last year was one of the most scrutinized NFL drafts I've probably seen in NFL history, to be honest. But you have players like that who are a Heisman finalist candidate, and then people don't have them draftable on the board. So it's a lot of money to be made in college. Shout out to him for and you know, it just makes college football better, man. I hope he keeps his eligibility and is able to run it back one more time. And I think he has a great story coming from Ferris State. Shout out to Michigan, Grand Rapids, Michigan. He came from Ferris State to then play at Ole Miss, to then take his team to where he took them as far as competing in the college football playoff. I think that's really cool. And the day that when I was in college, you never heard of stories like that. People didn't have the opportunity to be able to transfer up like that, or transfer up and then down and then be able to go somewhere else. It was wherever you kind of were, you were. And that's just kind of how that rocked out. So being able to see guys be able to make that jump and have the chance to play at that level, I think is pretty cool. Now,
yeah, I hope he gets it too. Yeah, because that's, like you said, that's a lot of money. I mean, he's going to be starting quarterback for Ole Miss. Probably looking at I don't know, between 4 and 7 million for that year, and then have another solid year, come out
and then see what happens.
Yeah.
See what happens. Now, it's early in the show, but I want to make sure that we got this because we popped the show off with this, and it was such a hot topic on our socials. I want you to now give your top 5 AFC quarterbacks. You gave us the top 5. You gave us top 5 last week. You got to give us your AFC top 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah. So, I mean, you want order?
Just how we said last time. My top 5 AFC quarterbacks in order.
Okay.
Hey, that's why I teed it up like that for you, though.
Yeah,
I teed it up for you like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get your love. You can go and hit that thing out the park.
I got to think, because I already have 3. I'm just thinking about the other 2. Who am I missing? They're not going to like that one, but I'm going to put them there.
I want to hear it.
I'm going to put them there at 5, okay? And then who am I missing? Is Shador in there? he's a Pro Bowler.
Hey, bro. They gonna say you clickbaiting, P. They gonna say you clickbaiting, P.
Hey, he's a Pro Bowler.
They gonna say you clickbaiting, P.
I'm gonna give you. Hold on, I just need one more, and then I'll be good because I have my 3. Oh, I got 4. What am I tripping? So my top 5 AFC quarterbacks coming into this year, in order: Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Oh, hold on. Gosh. Let's go back. I'm sorry. How do we go back?
Let's go back.
All right. Coming into this year, my top 5 AFC quarterbacks are Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh, Trevor Lawrence cracking the top 5.
Yes.
Duval. Hey, man, shout out to Liam Cohen, too, man. He did his thing this year.
I think he was a Coach of the Year snub for sure. But, oh, my gosh. I'm even thinking of Drake May.
Left him out.
Left him out. CJ Stroud. Those are honorable mentions.
Second year player went to the Super Bowl. That got to be a big deal, right?
It is a big deal. Those are honorable mentions. But what Trevor Lawrence did this year and how he played,
you feel good about that?
Yeah. I like that. I like lock that in. But those, Bo Nix is tough. I mean Justin Herbert, but yeah, I like Trevor.
I like that. Okay. Now, going to the younger side of things, NFL Combine. We'll be at the NFL Combine next week, shooting, and we'll have a special guest for you guys. So we'll talk about that next week.
Do I even know who the special guest is?
No, you don't. You don't know yet.
Okay, I don't know. All right.
It's an Indianapolis native.
Ooh.
You don't know him yet, though. You don't know him yet, but
what do you mean?
One of my dogs. No. Dang. But, I ain't mean to let y'all down, but
right.
Training for the Combine. Where'd you train at for the Combine, P?
Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, so you was back home.
Shout out Exos, 100%.
Okay. Yeah. I've been to Exos. Man, so what was that for you? Like you knew you were coming out, and did you leave school early or did you stay 4 years?
I graduated early, so I graduated 3.5. So right after the bowl game, graduated, and then.
So 3.5. So you were a junior on the field, or the rest of your junior?
Oh my bad, I was a senior. I just graduated 3.5. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, so came straight to Phoenix.
And you knew you were coming out because you were a senior.
Yeah. So already had an agent, and everything was locked in. Had my car waiting for me here.
And you was a big money free agent. Big money draft guy.
Yeah, I was projected first round. I already had my housing situation and knew where I was training my meal set. And so that's what it is at Exos. You have your meal set, you have your PT, physical therapy, you have nutritionists there, and you have your 40s coach, you have your position coach, and you have your lifting coach. And then also, did you guys do the Wonderlic, or did they take that out?
No, we did the Wonderlic.
Yeah, the Wonderlic test is like some knowledge test, which I scored high on. And so
You sure?
yeah, I did. I think I got highest. I think I got for sure highest in my DB group. I don't know if that says a lot, but yeah. So everything was set, and that's like 10 weeks. So you go there, train before the combine, which is in February. So I'm training for like 6-7 weeks, all of January, first week of February. Then after combine, you train. You go back, train more because you got the pro day. So whatever you think you didn't do good at the combine, or whatever you didn't do at the combine,
You want to improve upon.
yeah, you do it at the pro day, and then also more coaches and scouts are there. They get to have more one-on-one time with you, see you, touch you, and then rap with you or whatever. Sorry, but
No, no,
I mean,
I feel you
you know,
coming. Well,
coaches like
yeah,
wait,
well,
hey,
no,
hey,
no, no,
man,
no, no.
how,
Doctors,
how you, how,
doctors.
yeah,
See the
doctors, yeah,
doctors. Now
yeah.
that's another part, and we can talk.
I came out.
I'm gonna
No,
give them a little bit more. When I say them, the fans, a little bit more detail next week as to what those what that's like. You know what I'm saying? Where you're in front of 10, 15, 20 doctors, and everybody's examining something different. But did you know it was fans at the combine?
you said fans.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So what was the combine like when you were running or performing?
Yeah, in 2011. I mean, I don't. I mean, we're on the
You could
field,
hear a
and
pin drop, huh?
bro, I didn't hear nothing.
But I'm saying like it's very
Yeah,
quiet.
quiet, very quiet.
You're
Did
in
you
a
tell me
quiet,
there's
you're in a
fans now?
quiet, yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's at night. It's at night.
wow.
For some of the workouts,
Mine was early in the morning, 5 a.m. drug test, and then go run the
yeah,
40.
yeah. It's it's a crazy experience. And again, as the week plays out and we get closer, we're going to keep giving you more information as far as just what a overall experience is like at the combine. Is there anybody that you're most excited to see? I don't know how much you follow college football. And I say
Uh,
that because I think this year is one of those special years in the draft. Because two things. I think sometimes you get drafts where there aren't as many clear-cut number ones as there are in other years. And when I say number ones, meaning first round draft picks, so more guys work out rather than guys opting to not work out. When you think about some of the years prior, for some of the number one first round guys that are pretty much locked in, there's no point for them to work out. They wait till their pro day. But I think this is a year that's going to be a little bit different. I think it's going to be guys kind of elbowing for stock a little bit, but at the same time, you have a lot of guys who may choose to not work out because of they had a 16-game season, which I think is much longer than we experienced
so you're saying
coming into this process.
Fernando's not throwing?
I mean, which makes sense. You know, I mean, he just had a game a little over a month, about a month ago or so, a little over that. So that makes sense. So I'm very curious to see the balance of that because you had some guys who played in the national championship and they may have been invited to some of the East-West Shrine game or the Senior Bowl, and now they're at the combine. So everybody has a little bit different route coming into the draft and coming into the combine. Again, myself and Prince, we went straight to the combine, but I do know guys who played in all-star games. And, hopefully we can get somebody on the pod that can kind of explain to you their journey because it can be a long, taxing process from the time you end your college season to that moment that you're stretching and in the stretch lines for OTAs with your team. Sometimes guys do a lot, multi-games and postseason play along with the college football playoff, pro day, combine. So it's a lot of wear and tear on some of the guys, but I'm very curious to see how it evens out a little bit now with it being more games, guys having more film. So then maybe just want to do a few things on the field. Now, as we're getting to the end of the go ahead, my fault.
I was gonna ask, I want to see more of the approach of Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, don't do like he didn't do nothing, right? Did he even show up?
I think he did. I think he may have. I think he may have did meetings.
I don't think he did anything. Yeah, but did he even do anything at his pro day?
I don't think. I'm not sure. And also, that's another thing. Meetings is something I want to touch on for our combine podcast. So next week for the fans, we're gonna give you of that episode. We're gonna have a nice little list of what a day is like at the NFL Combine as a player when you're going through the drug testing, mental testing, physical testing, you're meeting with coaches, which is like a mental exam as well. Sometimes guys meet with teams till 12:30, 1 a.m. You got to wake up early, but that's just how the NFL combine is. And it's the biggest interview process. I repeat again, the biggest interview process that some of these guys will ever go through in terms of the opportunity to be able to maybe win over a job or win over a spot, because it's not just about the team that you may go to or be drafted. I remember the quick stint I had with the New York Giants when I got there, and the receiver coach was like, yo, you probably don't even remember when I came to your house during the combine, after the combine, during the draft process. And it's like, for me, I didn't remember that, but all those meetings and all those conversations that you're having with coaches stick very long after, because me and this coach had this conversation 11 years or 10 years after I met with him, and I had already been on 3 or 4 teams. So these conversations go a long way. But after combine, around the corner is my favorite time of year, P, and that's free agency.
You said, and that's what?
Free agency.
Ooh, yeah,
I love free agency.
Yeah, of course you love. Yeah, because you were cashed in. Sorry,
I was talking to some young bulls today about free agency, man, and it's very interesting hearing people's perspective. I have a couple questions actually for you,
bro,
pertaining to
free
this
agency
topic.
like there's a scientific process, like how you be breaking it down the
It
games.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
It makes me think you want to be an agent, bro. Just like because you love
You never know, P.
you love the
You
chess.
never know.
You love that's what you love. You love the chess about
Well,
it.
listen, man.
Like, am I
If you're
gonna
not
get
playing,
franchise? All right, well, if you do franchise, all right, guess what? Like, you
when it
love all
comes to somebody's career, if you playing checkers and not chess,
you're right.
you missing out. You're gonna
Yeah,
find
yeah.
yourself a disgruntled, underpaid player. For real. And we see those every day.
Yeah, we
But
do.
free agency, I want to give you I'll say consensus ESPN top 10 free agents. And I want to know if you agree or disagree with me when it comes to this list right here. Number 1, Trey Hendrickson. Number 2, George Pickens. Number 3, center Tyler Linderbaum. Number 4, quarterback Daniel Jones. Number 5, Jalen Phillips, edge rusher. Number 6, Alec Pierce, wide receiver. Number 7, Breece Hall, running back. Number 8, Rasheed Walker, offensive tackle. Number 9, Braden Smith, offensive tackle. And number 10, John Franklin Myers. Is there anybody? And I'm gonna tell you a few people that sit on the outside of 10. Reek Woolen from the Seahawks, cornerback.
Rasheed,
Mike Evans, Malik Willis, Kenneth Walker, Isaiah Likely, Romeo Dobbs, Kyle Pitts, Travis Etienne. Are you now? Some of those guys can be franchise tag. The window for franchise tags actually opened up today, and I believe they end on March 6th. And what the franchise tag is, it's an average of the top 5 salaries in the league at your position, or 120% of your cap hit the previous year, whichever is higher. Also, shout out to the squad. We have a docu-series on Roku TV called Free Agency. Check it out. It's with the likes of Jacoby Meyer, Darius Slayton, Evan Ingram, Olamide Zaccheaus. Ton of great players that are involved in the docu-series. Check it out. It's very informative for people who love free agency and love the NFL offseason. You'll love this, hearing it straight from the players' mouths and also their agents about how the process of getting paid works in the NFL. But P, do you agree with that list?
I do not agree, man. I mean, especially you should agree too with how much you talk about the Seahawks defense. I mean, there's a couple of DBs that's not on there that was not. I mean, they did give Reek Woolen honorable mention, but even like Kobe Bryant, Hold on. Kobe Bryant's on there, right? Or
Yep.
okay, yeah. And so, and then Kyle Pitts, man, like that's a huge target as a tight end and stuff like that. So that's gonna be interesting. So we'll
This,
see.
and again, that list will probably change within the next week and a half because some guys will be franchise tag.
Some of the guys will be free agents.
I've saw
Tyreek Hill, I want him on there.
Tyreek Hill, he's on there. So we'll be able to get maybe some inside scoop as next week comes as far as guys that will be franchise tag, what's going on at the combine. The NFL combine is where a lot of different conversations and meetings happen. We'll be able to fill the audience in a little bit more. Now to Tyreek Hill, because you brought that up. Getting released as a veteran, what that's like, it's a cap casualty and strategy sometime by the team as far as what they have to do with the salary cap. Have you ever been a cap casualty, Prince?
I mean, I don't know if they ever tell you that, but yeah.
They don't tell you that, but what's understood don't got to be explained sometimes.
Exactly, yeah. 100%. I mean, when we were together with the Bears, I mean, I still had a nice chunk of money left on my contract, and that wasn't getting.
And how did you feel? And was that the first time you got released?
Yeah.
And what was that? What year were you in? Like, what was that like for you?
So I was going into my 10th year. So I was going to turn 30, 31. And like nobody, I don't know if that's still how it is, but that's the age. When you get to 30, they have all this data. I remember
somebody comes out, plays the violin.
Yeah.
A Grim Reaper walks out. It's like, it's like, no, I'm kidding. But that's kind of what it's like when you turn 30 in the NFL. You know, it's like, you know, people start to make your deathbed a little bit as far as your career and where that's going and where that's headed. It's a lot of tread on the tires, they would say.
100%. And like I said, there's a lot of data. Like there's like body fat. Like I think someone told me like when you turn 30, your body fat, it's hard to keep it under 10%. And they start to see speed decline. We all wear that GPS. So they're starting to say, okay, he's not reaching 22, 23 miles per hour like he did when he was 27, 26, 28. And so they use all that data, and so they start to watch you closely. Again, they can't really, if you're performing, they can't really say nothing. So you see guys like Mike Evans stay around still, like DeAndre Hopkins, those guys.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah, Devontae Adams, exactly. Those guys.
Now, what was the phone call that you got to tell you that you were released? Did you receive it? Did your agent receive it? Was it quick?
To be honest, A-Rob, I mean, it's so, I don't even want to, I'm not mad, but I just want to talk about it. But like, I think Nagy had hit me up with Pace was like, hey, it's me. I got Nagy on the line. I said, oh, come on, guys. They say, yeah, man, we're gonna release you. And you know what? Listen, I held their foot to the torch. I was like, why? Like, what happened? What'd I do? Yeah.
and I mean, listen, that's great information. What was the response?
Yeah, they were like, man, no, we come on, Prince. We know that like it was whatever. It was great.
It was a cap casualty.
Yeah, it was. We want to go younger. Yeah, when they say stuff like that, we want to go younger and stuff like that. And then they always hit you with this. But who knows? We might sign you in.
Bro, I'm so glad you said. Why do you think people and teams do that?
Because it's kind of true. They don't ever want to close the door, and you never know because they're always evaluating. They have a.
My thing is, you don't have to tell me you never know, fam. Yeah, you don't have to do that.
Know. Maybe
you're not closing the door by releasing me. You know what I'm saying? But you also not opening nothing by saying you never know.
Right. But also, when they release you is good because if they do it before, I mean, depending on your contract is, and that's why you do put this language in your contract. Hey, like I have a bonus hitting on free agency.
So you get released earlier.
Yeah. So yeah, because if they keep you past this, then yeah, you get paid your whatever roster bonus or whatever. So you put that in your contract, so they do release you early. So now you hit before the combine guys, you hit before free agency, because right now Tyreek Hill can get signed, right?
Yes, and I'm glad you brought that up. He can't be signed right now, but he'll be a free agent for this free agency class.
Yes.
Now you brought up getting released when you're injured.
Yes, tell me about that.
From my understanding, I believe that there's something that, which is kind of in good faith a little bit, but to those injured player regards, there's something that you like sign before that happens.
Oh, like you sound
I
like a
I,
relief.
I believe that's how that goes, or that you're in agreement to that happening.
Okay.
Rather than very similar to what you said, rather than saying, okay, hey, I mean, we can wait until you're healthy, but nobody wants that. The player doesn't even want that.
Right.
When we know that we're releasing you, you want to be released yesterday rather than later.
Right.
So I think that's like a mutual thing that can kind of just override you being released when you're injured, like a training camp thing where you have to then get a settlement, like an injury settlement, which then overrides. Because in that situation, that's the same thing in that situation. When you have an injury settlement, the injury settlement, you agreeing to the settlement overrides us and you waiting here until you're healthy to
Right.
then sign off on you are healthy and eligible to play, and then we release you.
Right. Right.
So I mean, hey, the off season is just started, but for our fans, we have a ton of information that we want to help you learn what the off season is like, get players' perspective of what it's like going through the combine, the nights before free agency, when you may be having the Birdman palm rub, when you may be coming into a big payday, or what it's like on the other side of that, where you're hoping when the week comes of free agency that people are calling your phone. Again, if you want to see what that's like, check out Free Agency. It's a docuseries on Roku TV done by yours truly. I executive produced it. And with my team, shout out to Sideline Hustle. Also, shout out to Boulder Media House and Sure Shot Productions. Did their thing. Go check it out. Roku TV. Again, we'll be at the NFL Combine next week. We'll be giving you more information there. Until next time, the press release.
The press release.